If you were a fan of Sega back in the day, then you probably fondly remember Crazy Taxi. Crazy Taxi was this very, very cool game where you had to pick up a customer and deliver them to a location with some really, really great music from The Offspring blaring in the background as you drove your taxi through this ridiculous city in the most haphazard and dangerous way you possibly could. And that's the vibe that I got from Totally Reliable Delivery Service when the developer reached out to me and asked if I would check out their game. And, I looked at the video and I said, video. I looked at the animated GIF and I said, oh, this seems like Crazy Taxi. So, yes, I'm in. I want to check this out. Well, it's not really like Crazy Taxi. I mean, in one way it is. You are picking up a deliverable and taking it to a location in as fast a way as you can. However, it's less about driving and far more about the physics ridiculousness that happens in the game. Here's what they have to say about the game. Buckle up your back brace and fire up the delivery truck. It's time to deliver. Join up to 3 of your friends and haphazardly get the job done in an interactive sandbox world. Buckle up your back... Oh, I just read that part. Why do they have that on there twice? Anyway, features local and online multiplayer. You can go it alone to ensure the safety of your deliveries, or you can join your friends and put your teamwork to the test. Controlled noodly chaos, unpredictable ragdoll physics meets snappy platforming, sprint, leap, dive, and grapple with ease. I would have to disagree with that part about ease, but that's all right. Collide with something, and you'll be knocked out cold. A world of distractions. Take a break from deliveries to play around. The world is chock full of toys, vehicles, and machines that can be used for work or play. Ragtag crew, customize your blue-collar workers and get your rear into gear because it's time to deliver. There's a bunch of vehicles in the game. There's over 20 different vehicles that cover land, air, and sea. There's also a bunch of character customization that happens as you play the game. You unlock like different looks for your character or different hairstyles. The graphics are, I would have to say, very, very unique. It's a incredibly weird looking game. I don't even know how to describe. You know what? I do know how to describe it. It feels like I'm looking at the video game version of somebody's clay project, if that makes sense. Everybody's kind of amorphous and don't really have a real shape to them, but you get where the arms and legs are. There's something charming about a game that has a unique art style, and I can appreciate that about Totally Reliable Delivery Service. All right, so what are my experiences like playing the game? I have to say that this game does not appeal to me even a little bit. And I don't think it's because it's poorly made. It's because it has a control scheme that I just don't like. And this is not a knock on the game. This is a knock on a genre of games. The game that this reminded me most of when I started playing was Human Fall Flat. My son has a copy of Human Fall Flat on his Nintendo Switch, and he asked me to play it a couple times, and man, is that game frustrating. It feels like the game is designed, the game design centers around poorly designed controls. And I think that that's what they're going for with this. It's supposed to feel awkward and goofy, because as you're trying to control your character, everything is shaking around because it's all based on physics. That's why they have that blurb there, controlled noodly chaos. Everything is ragdoll physics. You walk up to a box. If you want to pick it up, you have to get your right arm close enough to it and then hold down the right trigger. And then your hand will grab a hold of whatever that is. And then maybe you want to tilt your body to the right a little bit so that your left arm comes close enough to the box so that you can grab it with the left trigger. So now you've got this box held in both hands. And this is something that I don't often do, is play in what my son calls the claw grip, where you've got your your middle fingers on the triggers and your index fingers on the bumpers. Because in order to raise your arms up, you have to push the bumper buttons in order to pick the box up high enough so that it's not dragging on the ground, breaking. You can see like little packing materials flying out of the box as you are moving. And slowing you down. Remember, this is all about getting the packages to the location as fast as possible. Well, actually, let me break for 1 second there and say some of the missions are about bringing a package to the delivery as fast as you possibly can, while others are grading you based on how much damage the box took. So if you are that jerk who we've all seen on the Ring video cameras, where, you know, he's kicking the box out of the UPS truck and it lands on the floor, and then he's dragging it and throwing it and all of that stuff. If you're that guy, you're going to lose points on there. I do have to say that there is a charm to this game, especially the way that every time the box takes a little tiny bit of damage, packing materials fly out all over the place. There's something charming about that. There's something charming about the way that the characters move, but I can't get past the bad controls. Again, if you are somebody that liked Human Fall Flat, then you're going to feel right at home with totally reliable delivery service. But for me, it was just too frustrating. It was way too frustrating. And that's why I stopped playing it pretty quickly. That being said, I think that there's definitely people out there that are very much going to enjoy this game. It's available on just about every platform. The Epic Games Store, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, the App Store, and the Google Play Store. So, like, you can play this thing anywhere. They didn't say anything in the press release about whether or not it was going to have a cross-server multiplayer. I know that there's online multiplayer. I connected to online. I didn't see anybody else. But, of course, the game doesn't come out until April 1st, which is tomorrow, so I'm not sure. And if I do play this game again, which, you know, maybe I'll try the multiplayer at some point, I'll talk about it on the show. So if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And, I'll also look down below in the description and listen to the podcast. This always comes out as an audio podcast, which you can check out many episodes a week. So make sure that you do that. Again, the podcast is called Nintendo Switchcraft, and you can find it wherever podcasts are downloaded. And for all those people who are listening to the podcast now, and you're like, why are you telling us all this stuff? Because this is also a YouTube video. Go to my YouTube video and check it out, youtube.com/runjumpstomp. Anyway, that's totally reliable delivery service for the Nintendo Switch. I think it's very, very cool, but extremely not for me. And if you really like Human Fall Flat, then I think that there's something here that you might really, really enjoy. The game costs, let me look that up real quick, $15. It's $15 on the Nintendo Switch. I don't know what it is on the other platforms, but there you go. Anyway, thank you for listening, and hopefully I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.